Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time watching, then welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do this smoked out liner look using the Jeffree Star Cremated palette. It's been a little while since I used this palette just because I wasn't feeling very inspired, which often happens to me after I use the palette for a few weeks. I kind of just want to use something else. So I've been having a think about it and trying to come up with some fresh ideas using this palette. And recently I had seen this amazing look. It was when everyone was doing that like Vogue challenge thing. And I'll pop a photo here for you guys so you can see where I've gotten my inspiration for this look. It is a brown and like gold smoked out liner look, but I thought it would look really cool to do it in like black and greys using the Cremated palette. I saw this look and I was just like in awe. Like, I'm absolutely obsessed with this look, and I've been really wanting to recreate it or, you know, do a look really similar to this. So finally I got around to, and I'll just let you guys know who created this look so you guys can look her up. On Instagram, her username is Lauren Eileen Makeup. I did first see this on Twitter though, so make sure you look her up on Twitter as well. Also, I thought I might add in here that with all the stuff that's been going on with Jeffree Star lately, all the drama and that surrounding it, I'm just here for the makeup and, you know, the artistry. Whether or not you like Jeffree Star, I spent a lot of good money on my Jeffree Star makeup, and I'm not just going to throw it away because people say that he's cancelled. They're really good quality and I really like them, and I'm not going to waste my money. So I'm going to continue to use these palettes. Whether or not I support him in the future is undecided at this stage, but I really don't want that to be the focus of my videos. I want the, you know, makeup and the art to be the focus. So I just thought I would put that little disclaimer in there, and yeah, I just hope that we can all just be one big happy family. So if you would like to see how I created this smoked out liner look, then keep on watching. Okay, so eyebrows, eyeshadow base. Let me know what you guys think about me doing the whole ticking thing, because I've been told it's a bit cheesy, but I think it's quite fun and I really like having it match up with the sound effects, so I've just been doing it. But I don't really want to be out here like embarrassing myself looking cheesy, so let me know down below if that's a bit too much. And today I'm using a concealer as my eyeshadow base, because if you take the kind of inner circle thing out of the concealer tube, you can get all the leftover stuff that you couldn't reach before. So I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape today. This is going to run out soon though. And I've made sure to bring the concealer all the way out, even a bit past my eyebrow, because we're dragging the eyeshadow really far out today. So we want to make sure that there's base there for it to stick to. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going in with my Cremated palette, and I'm taking this shade here called Life Insurance, and I'm popping that on a fluffy blending brush, and I'm just applying this pretty much all over the eyelid and up into the crease, and just blending that out just to get like a general kind of wash of color on the eye, just to make sure that there's a bit of dimension there. And we don't really want this to be too dark, like I was saying, just a general kind of wash of color, but just avoiding the outer third portion of the crease as much as we can, so that we can still have some tacky base for the next step. Okay, so we've got that wash of color on the eyelid, and it's not like perfect, and it actually does kind of look patchy, which I'm not sure if that's like because of the way I applied it, or if that's just like a thing with this eyeshadow. But oh well, whatever. I've been trying to get it all even and blended for a while now, and honestly I've been spending far too long on doing that. So I'm not going to worry about that for now, and we can always go back in and touch that up after as well if we need to. But what I'm going to do next is I'm going to start doing the like winged eyeshadow kind of part of the look. So I'm going to take this like short, stubby, like flat brush. I think it's like a I don't know what type of brush it is. It's like a smoked, it's like some type of thick, kind of like a flat eyeliner type brush, but it's thicker, so it's not going to be so defined. And I'm going to go in with this shade here called Hearse, and I'm applying this, like I said, like a winged liner. So I'm bringing this out quite far, so bringing it out pretty much to where my eyebrow ends, and bringing this across over the eyelid, keeping it close to the lash line, and just really getting the color packed on to begin with and getting that shape right. Also, this doesn't need to be too precise because we are going to be smoking this out, so just as long as you get the general kind of shape of it right, and then we will be good. Okay, now to get that winged eyeshadow smoked out properly. So I'm going to be taking a small fluffy blending brush, and just for comparison's sake, I'm just going to show you the size difference between like a regular one and the small one that I use. And so that's just going to help keep the eyeshadow in a more, you know, defined area. And I'm going to go in with this shade here called Wednesday, and I'm applying this in small circular motions to the edge of the black eyeshadow. So I'm going to have that kind of half on the black and half like above the black to help get that blend as, you know, seamless as possible. And I just like to use a light touch for this. I don't want to have too much pressure because that also is just going to assist with the blend. And we want to try avoid bringing this too far up because we want the liner to be the smoky part of the look. We don't want this to be all over the eyelid. It's just, you know, getting this eyeliner blended out. And when we get out to the outer point of the black eyeshadow, we're just going to use these little circular motions and this Wednesday shade to just kind of drag that out and make that a bit more smoked and less defined. Okay, so it's looking a bit more blended now, and you can see like the smokiness start to come to life, but it's not blended enough for my liking because that Wednesday shade that I use to blend out the black, you can see the edges of that aren't blended. So I'm going to go back in with that same blending brush that I used first and that same shade Life Insurance, and I'm just going to use that to blend out the edges of the winged liner part until it's just a bit more seamless and, you know, blended. Now that we've blended that out a bit, the black is looking less like black, and I'm also kind of struggling to blend the black out from how I've like originally placed it. So I'm going to go back in with that black shade and also an all over shader brush, and this one is quite fluffy because I want more of a lighter kind of application. And I'm just using this to go over the black and just blend the black up a bit more to make it a bit more smoky, and dragging that out in the outer corner of the eye, not applying too much there. We kind of just want to use what's left on the brush to drag that out and just make it a bit darker and a bit more smoky. Okay, so I'm finally happy with the smokiness and how blended the shadow liner is looking. And I am going to add a few more things to the top of the eye, but first I'm going to move to the under eye and smoke out the lower lash line. So I'm taking some of my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm using the shade Fair Neutral for this, and I'm applying that to my under eye to be my base for my eyeshadow. And then what I'm doing is I'm going back in with that short stubby brush, and I'm applying that Hearse shade, the black one, to the under eye area first, and just making sure this is really packed on and dark. And then I'm moving on to the Wednesday shade, the medium one, and that same brush that I used to apply that. And I'm using that to blend out the black a little bit. And then finally moving on to the Life Insurance shade, the lightest grey, and that fluffy blending brush, and I'm just using that to blend out everything and just make the whole thing more seamlessly blended. Next I'm just going to go do my face makeup, and then I'll be back to finish off the rest of the look. Okay, now that that's done, we can move on to the next step. So I'm going to apply some eyeliner to my waterline. To do that, I'm going to be taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills waterproof cream colour in the shade Jet, and using an eyeliner brush, I'm just applying this to my waterline to tie in with the whole smoky eye feel, and just because the colours match. Next, I'm going to add a bit of a highlight shade to around the eye area. So I'm taking a mini eyeshadow brush and I'm going to go in with this shade here called Afterlife. And I'm applying this to my tear duct area and my brow bone. And what I'm also going to do is just in the center of the eye and only on the lightest gray part, I'm just going to use my finger to add just the tiniest little bit of shimmer, just to give it a bit more dimension and make it a little bit more exciting. And because I'm just obsessed with that highlight shade, I think it's so amazing and just blinding. It's actually quite deceptive because it looks like it's going to be like a peachy color when it's in the pan, but when you put it on the eye, it just kind of shines like white shimmery glow back at you. So because I love it so much, I'm going to use this as my face highlighter as well. So I'm taking a fluffy highlighting brush and I'm applying this to my cheekbones, the tip of my nose and my cupid's bow. For my lips, I want something that's going to be quite light and neutral. So I'm going to be taking my Tarteist lip paint in the shade Birthday Suit. Okay, now the last thing left to do is just to apply mascara and eyelashes, and I really want to use my biggest, boldest, craziest lashes this time, so I'm going to be using my XO Beauty Faux Mink lashes. These are in the style Exotic. I'm going to pop these on off camera and then I'll be back to show you guys the completed look. Okay, so here we have the completed look with the lashes. I really like the way this turned out. I think it's a really nice way to do a smoky eye. It's kind of simple, although this is my first time doing such a smoky liner, so it was a little bit of a trial and error for me, and I'm sure that next time I do one, I'll do it a lot better. It's definitely not as good as the original look, but I'm still very happy with it, and I think that it looks really nice with the black and the grey, and the Cremated palette is like perfect for that because it has the amazing highlight shades, the good transition grey shades, and the black as well. I also think it's like a nice way to do a winged type eyeliner eyeshadow look for someone who has hooded eyes, because it's not going to necessarily look, I think I said earlier in the video where I'll do winged eyeliner and it kind of like curls up at the end because I have hooded eyes. So doing it like this, because it comes out even further, it doesn't have that effect as much, but it does like have this nice kind of lifting, like facelift kind of look. And also if you don't have hooded eyes, then this is probably going to look even better on your eye shape because that's just the way it goes. We just have to deal with the cards that life gave us. Unless you're rich and can afford plastic surgery, which I'm not yet. I've said it before and I'll say it again, I'm absolutely in love with this highlight shade. It's just like the most blinding highlight I've ever used, I think. I think a white kind of highlight goes really well with like every look, everyday wear, and so this is probably going to be like my new go-to for like everyday wear or like going out or anything like that. This eye is not as good as this eye, I'm not sure why. Oh well. And also I thought I might point out as well, I like the way how just applying that one light grey shade as like a wash of colour all over the eye, it kind of like defines the eye socket a bit more. It almost looks like you've got a darker shade in the crease but you don't, so it's like super easy to get right. And yeah, I really like that effect. So that's something that I can take into other looks as well. And that's one thing that I really love about doing these videos, is that it pushes me to try new things, and yeah, things that I wouldn't normally do, and I end up like learning like new techniques and new things that I like to do. So that's really fun, and yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. If you did, then please thumbs up, and if you didn't, then give it a thumbs down. But if you did enjoy the video, then maybe consider hitting that subscribe button, and also hit that bell button so you can get notified every time I post a new video. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.